Katy Perry, amid rumors she and Orlando Bloom are on the rocks.
The song was about to break up and Miss Tim Tam saved me.
That's Katy on stage in Australia as Orlando reveals who he's leaning on half a world away.
Katy Perry's feeling moody, or at least mood. That's the word she used to caption this Instagram dump, her first social post since ET learned she and Orlando Bloom broke up after nearly a decade together.
Katy Perry is fuming with rage after speculation surfaced that not only was she dumped by Orlando Bloom, but he allegedly left her for none other than Sydney Sweeney. To make things even worse, whispers claim that the new couple might be moving way too quickly for Katy's liking, as they were spotted together on what many described as a romantic walk, just a few days after the Orlando and Katy Perry breakup was made public. Get ready, because the gossip I'm about to drop is sizzling, and it could turn into one of this year's most chaotic celebrity splits. So hold tight, because this tale is going to leave you speechless.
Quote, Katy's been upset with where her career is currently. Orlando tried to be there for her, but it got too tough for him.
We're both, I think, cheerleaders for each other, and I think she does push, she definitely pushes.
Now, in case you missed it, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom have officially gone their separate ways, and the breakup is sending shockwaves through Hollywood. Through nearly 10 years together, the pop icon and the Pirates of the Caribbean actor are parting ways, and things are getting messy fast. Insiders say the signs had been there for quite some time. A source close to the pair told US Weekly that the breakup was mutual. But don't be misled. This wasn't a spontaneous move. Friction had apparently been building for months. According to the insider, this split had been inevitable. Couple had been drifting apart, especially since Katy embarked on her Lifetime's tour earlier this year. Katy is reportedly devastated, yet oddly at peace. She's hurting, of course, the source noted, but also relieved to avoid another divorce. That phase of her life, she admits, was incredibly painful. And if you recall the emotional fallout from her separation from Russell Brand, it's easy to understand why she's being cautious this time. The two, who co-parent their 4-year-old daughter, Daisy Dove, are said to have been living separately for quite some time. Katy's been occupied with her tour and even began leasing out her Westcott estate in Montecito, the very home she and Orlando once envisioned as their forever family nest. But those dreams are now officially over. The insider added that although they mainly resided in another Montecito residence, the emotional disconnection had already set in. Katy is now throwing herself into her career, using the tour both as a distraction and a fresh start. But here's where the real breakup drama kicks off. Just days after news of their separation broke, Orlando was spotted re-entering the Hollywood spotlight. And the timing? Well, it's raising eyebrows. He flew off to Italy to attend Jeff Bezos' extravagant wedding, an event packed with A-list celebrities. But what grabbed everyone's attention was one unexpected reunion: Orlando and Kim Kardashian. Recently single Orlando was seen greeting Kim with multiple air kisses and warmly engaging with the rest of the Kardashian family before the ceremony. Let's not forget, these two share some history. Rewind to last September's Caring Foundation's Caring for Women Gala, where Orlando was seen clearly checking out Kim's famous figure, right next to his then-fiancé Katy Perry. The clip went viral, though Katy laughed it off, saying she was fine with the playful glance and joked, "So wait, what's the big deal?" But now that moment suddenly feels much more significant, especially considering Kim and Katy were recently seen spending time together in Paris, bonding during Lauren's bachelorette celebration. Whatever friendship once existed between the two women may now be in question, because under the Italian sun, Kim and Orlando looked very relaxed as they chatted in plain view of guests. But the Kardashian encounter wasn't Orlando's only headline-grabbing moment. Folks, it looks like Orlando Bloom wasn't wasting any time embracing his newly single life, and he was doing it with flair, with Sydney Sweeney drawing attention right beside him. The duo was seen casually wandering through the charming alleys of Venice just days after word got out that Orlando had ended things with longtime partner Katy Perry, and a few months after Sydney quietly broke off her engagement to Jonathan Dano. If this is heartbreak, Orlando definitely isn't showing it. He appeared totally comfortable during Jeff Bezos' extravagant wedding weekend, flashing bright smiles, mingling with the Kardashian family, and even fitting in a boys' outing with none other than Leonardo DiCaprio. But the moment that really turned heads? That surprisingly cozy walk with Sydney Sweeney. Two stars seemed at ease and perfectly in tune as they roamed the romantic Venetian streets. Sydney fully embraced the European summer vibe, donning a flowing floral gown with a fitted waist and plunging neckline. She completed the look with red leather heels, large black sunglasses, and a chic handbag, elevating what might have been a simple stroll into a full-blown paparazzi moment. This appearance has fans buzzing. Sydney has been riding a personal high lately, stepping confidently into her newly single chapter after ending her engagement earlier this year. At the time, sources told people that she just didn't feel it was right. And in her own words to the Sunday Times, she's enjoying her independence, saying, "I'm discovering so much about myself, spending more time with friends, and I'm really enjoying it." Meanwhile, Orlando, fresh from nearly a decade-long romance, re-entered the spotlight with the ease of someone who knows exactly how to pull off a post-breakup glow-up. With cameras snapping every moment of this Venice outing, the internet is already abuzz. Is this just two unattached stars crossing paths, or the start of Hollywood's newest surprise pairing? Behind the curtain, it appears the fairy tale love story between Katy and Orlando had been slowly falling apart for quite a while. While fans still clung to hopes of a happy ending, those close to the couple say the warning signs had been there for years, and everyone in their circle saw it. "It's just been one of those quiet understandings, they've had problems for a long time," a source shared. And although Orlando kept things under wraps, people close to him noticed a shift. He was seen out more frequently without Katy, particularly since she launched her Lifetime's tour in April. The distance, both emotional and physical, was beginning to wear them down. Katy was working non-stop and they barely saw each other, the insider continued. That created serious strain, and even though they were engaged for 6 years, they never actually scheduled a wedding. Orlando had checked out, the source said bluntly. No concrete plans, no ceremony, no real direction, and eventually no relationship. Over time, Perry and Bloom had spoken publicly about the highs and lows in their relationship. In April, in 2023, Katy even took to Instagram to share how they were consistently putting in the effort. But sometimes, effort alone isn't enough when two people are heading in completely opposite directions. Orlando opened up about that truth during his April 2024 appearance on Trevor Noah's What Now podcast. He spoke openly about the difficulty of balancing two huge careers, admitting that hers is so expansive it feels like a universe at times. Despite his heartfelt efforts to guide her back to a simpler place where they could build something together, like a sandcastle in a sandbox, that moment never materialized. By June, quiet rumors had become major headlines. Sources confirmed the two were living increasingly separate lives, spending more and more time apart, and ultimately drifting away. Their romance, once filled with grand displays and red carpet moments, slowly faded into something far more ordinary and far more honest. Through 6 years of being engaged, 1 child, and countless public shows of love, the final chapter has arrived. Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry have officially ended their relationship. Still, even with their nearly decade-long love story coming to a close, when it comes to their daughter Daisy, Katy and Orlando are standing strong where it truly matters. Following the breakup, the former couple has made co-parenting their top priority. Insiders say they're approaching it all with maturity, flexibility, and a united focus on family. They're still in regular contact and raising Daisy together, a source close to the duo told US Weekly. In fact, Orlando even brought their 4-year-old daughter to visit Katy during her tour before heading off to Jeff Bezos' celebrity-filled wedding. A clear indication that despite the breakup, there's no bitterness. According to sources, the split didn't come as a surprise to those in their inner circle. Tensions had reportedly been building for months, and their growingly separate routines, especially with Katy traveling for her Lifetime's tour, only emphasized the emotional gap between them. Still, Katy and Orlando have made one thing absolutely clear: Daisy is their #1 priority. They aren't making any drastic shifts for Daisy's sake, the source shared. They plan to continue life in Montecito, focusing on stability and consistency. It's a surprisingly grounded response, especially in a town where celebrity breakups often explode into chaos. Though Katy is understandably saddened by the split, sources say she also feels a sense of relief not having to go through another painful divorce, referencing the emotional strain from her previous marriage to Russell Brand. That was the lowest point in her life, the insider said, noting that although this breakup is hard, it's been handled with far more grace. Katy and Orlando first captured attention back in January 2016 when they were spotted getting close at Golden Globes after-parties. They hit a temporary snag in 2017 but got back together in 2018, and Orlando proposed on Valentine's Day in 2019 with a romantic gesture. The following year, the couple revealed they were expecting, and in August 2020, they welcomed Daisy Dove Bloom into the world. Now, as they adjust to life after love, both Katy and Orlando appear committed to keeping things respectful and centered on what truly matters: their child. The romance may be over, but the parenting partnership is very much still alive. So, what are your thoughts on this celebrity split? Share your opinions in the comments, and don't forget to check out our other stories for more Hollywood scoop. Till next time, bye!